What's up, sisters? This is your boy, Beef, and welcome back to the channel for another week chock full of brand new mods for Baldur's Gate 3. This week has been overall a little bit slower for the release of substantial brand new mods, but alternatively huge for console players, so I wanted to cover some new mods as well as taking a look at some of the mods that just released for console. Before we get into it, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, let me know by liking and subscribing, and let me know your favorite mods down in the comments below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and look at some mods. First and foremost, console players just got access to the Tactician Enhanced mod by Pixelbytes. This is a great mod that allows you to increase the difficulty of your game in a number of different ways. I have a video all about this mod and how to use it because it's overall a very in-depth mod that has a lot of considerations. You can increase enemy actions, HP, and bonus actions according to varying party sizes, and it scales as you do. You can customize it fully, or you can use a bunch of different presets, and each of those additions comes with its own unique set of challenges. This is an awesome mod that's probably one of the best to come to console yet, since Baldur's Gate 3 isn't a terribly difficult game, and a lot of our custom modded classes are so incredibly powerful. Don't get me wrong, Baldur's Gate 3 is a pretty hard game. If you don't know the rules of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition inside and out, it can be a little bit difficult if you don't know how to exploit some of the game mechanics and interesting things that are very exploitable in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. But regardless, if you know how to exploit that, then this is a very great mod for you. There are still ways to exploit yourself through this, like if you give your enemies too many actions, there's obviously you can just deny them their actions by holding person or making them go prone and denying them their actions. But regardless, it's still the HP bonus and the other things are just really great to make your enemies significantly more powerful. Additionally, console players now have access to the modded Godslayer class by Zent P. This class is primarily a frontline tank style class, which features 5 subclasses that allow you to specialize into damage or other roles. You can read here, the Godslayers were once all servants of the gods, similar to paladins, but unlike the Oathkeepers, they designed to seek out and destroy other divine beings instead. They did not hunt your simple fiends, no, they hunted the devils in charge. Godslayers of evil deities were known to have stripped the wings off angels and silenced their seraphic voices. These wars were unceasing, and the Godslayers were always at the forefront for their heart. However, soon the brunt of the task came to bear down on their shoulders. They were now being forced to kill one another. Many, in having killed for their gods, were made scapegoats to damning curses or worse. I could keep reading here, but you can see this is just a really fun class. You get unarmored defense, you get a whole bunch of really cool stuff here. There's all the 5 different subclasses that I mentioned. It's a really great class. It's available on Mac and console now, so that's really awesome. Next up, we have a huge new mod from some Radaggadnoth. I don't really know how to pronounce that name, but I know how to play these classes, because this modder recently ported all of the 5e Fighter and Barbarian subclasses into their own packs to download, and now we have another class to add to the list. With 5e Monk subclasses combined, we now have access to every Monk subclass from D&D 5th edition. As you can see here, we have the Way of the Ascendant Dragon, the Way of the Astral Self, the Way of the Drunken Master, Way of the Kensei, Way of the Long Death, and we also have the Way of Sun Soul and the Way of Mercy. Larian announced yesterday that they would be adding the Way of the Drunken Master into Vanilla Baldur's Gate in patch 8 when it comes out in 2025, but with this mod, you can play the Drunken Master right now, so woohoo! Our next class mod is the Witcher class by Strazel. This mod is obviously inspired by the Witcher series and lets you build out a character inspired by Geralt of Rivia. This class features 5 different subclasses with unique playstyles for you to mess around with and combine 2 of your favorite games into one, being The Witcher and Baldur's Gate 3. You can see here 5 schools as different subclasses. School of the Wolf, we have the School of the Viper, we have the School of the Griffin, we have the School of the Cat, which is a more assassinating type character. We have the School of the Bear, which is more heavy armor. This is really cool. There's just a bunch of really fun ways to play, and you can roleplay as Geralt of Rivia in Baldur's Gate 3, which is really fun because I know this is a game that a lot of people really enjoy. Next up, we have a pretty simple mod by Yoon Moon Sik. Super Skip Ship, SSS, lets you basically skip the Nautiloid tutorial level. This mod is mostly for you veterans out there who've already explored every inch of the Nautiloid a dozen times and just want to get right to the main game action. Like myself, I've been on the Nautiloid tons of times. It's fun, but I don't need the tutorial anymore because I know how to play the game. So this is a really great mod that allows you to be able to just kind of go ahead and you can see here, you start and you're into the wilderness, unlock all waypoints in Act 1. Really awesome. Thank you, Yoon Moon Sik. This is a great mod. So, if you follow Dungeons & Dragons news at all, you may have heard about the recent addition of the Illrigger class to Dungeons & Dragons Beyond. The Illrigger is a class from MCDM, and there's a ton of information about the class on D&D Beyond. Although this isn't a new mod by any means, modder Covalus Livane published an Illrigger mod for Baldur's Gate 3 a few weeks ago that I wanted to highlight since it previously flew under my radar. As you can read here, the Illrigger adds the revised version of MCDM's Illrigger class to your Baldur's Gate 3 game. Become a Knight of the Nine Hells, censuring your foes with infernal magics and commanding your allies with the presence of an archdevil. Fully functional up to level 12 with 3 subclasses from which to choose. Really awesome. You can see here that it does say that it requires Norbite's script extender, but I'm not entirely sure about that because I've been led under the impression that anything that's available in the mod manager does not need the script extender by design, and that's why I've been using everything from the mod. I have the script extender installed in my game. You can see it's down here, script extender V20 loaded, built on September 9th. That's when I installed it. But so I'm not entirely sure myself, because I have the script extender loaded, so I would have to unload it and then test it again, and I don't really want to deal with loading and unloading the script extender through the mod manager. But it's in the in-game mod manager, so theoretically it should work without the script extender. If anyone has any information about that, please let me know. I would love to know about that. As we can see here on the D&D Beyond website, we have a guide that actually came out on November 19th of this year, which specifies Illrigger 101, a guide to building your Hell Knight with MCDM's Devilish class. So obviously this is the D&D Beyond version. The version for Baldur's Gate 3 is a little bit different because it applies to the Baldur's Gate 3 playstyle, but we can see the flavor of the class is more or less the same. As we pop down here, what is MCDM's Illrigger class? A sword out of hell. An Illrigger is an elite soldier of hell seeking to further the infernal agenda of the treacherous and power-hungry archdevils. Illriggers wear many masks. They are knights and battlefield commanders, mages and political advisors, and even assassins and spy masters. We're familiar with Illrigger-type characters from fiction. Think of Sauron as Morgoth's Illrigger or Darth Vader as Emperor Palpatine's. I don't know about you, but that sounds really cool to be like sort of an anti-paladin or an Eldritch Knight type build. This is really cool. There's a couple different subclasses in here that give you a few different options. This is a really fun class that I'm really excited to play around with. It flew under my radar at the time because I didn't know what the Illrigger was. But now that it is part of D&D Beyond, I am really excited to give this a shot in Baldur's Gate 3. Additionally, our next mod is for a new weapon that I think perfectly matches the flavor of the Illrigger class, and it's by one of my favorite modders. The Infernal Katana is the newest weapon mod from Skirby, which adds a sheathed katana weapon for you to try. Admittedly, I've become a huge fan of these weapon mods by Skirby that are so in-depth that they kind of just add new classes into the game without adding a full class into the game. Like their other weapon mods, the Infernal Katana comes with a host of new passive buffs, abilities, and skills, and the weapons grow stronger as you progress throughout the game. As you can see here, I have spawned these in the tutorial chest, and we have a couple different options to fully customize where we want to wield this weapon. We have and how we want to deal our damage. It does 1d4 plus 4 piercing damage, plus 3 necrotic, plus 3 fire. They all do the same damage numbers, but they all have different things in addition. We have a stabbing, sort of piercing version here. We also have a slashing version, and we have the sheaths over here that we can combine. We have a back version and a hip version for both, so that we can either put it on our back or sheath it at our hip, whatever you want to do. We also have on the right or the left, depending on where we decide to wear it. The sheaths appear as musical instruments, which is really cool for characters that aren't wielding a music instrument, like most of your non-bards are going to be dealing. So as you can see here, I put them on, and now my character is wielding a katana that is inside of a sheath. And we have all these cool new weapon actions. Let's go ahead and look at the katana. It has Blood Seal. Targets hit by this weapon receive a stackable Blood Seal at 4 stacks, or if the target dies, the seal will explode, dealing 1d8 force damage. Actually, Seal, I think this might be specifically for the Illrigger, because the Illrigger does a lot of its damage with seals. I think this might actually be made for the Illrigger. I don't care, because this is really cool and I really like it. We've got Blood Gauge. When a seal explodes, Infernal Katana will absorb the energy to empower the wielder with Blood Rage. So every time that you kill an enemy and deal the seal damage, you will enter a Blood Rage. At level 7, your attacks ignore resistance. That's freaking awesome. Infernal Progression. As the wielder levels up, Infernal Katana will progressively enchant itself and deal more damage from all sources. That 1d4 plus 4 will grow larger, and the necrotic and fire damage will get bigger too, and you'll also get access to new abilities. At level 1, you get Demonic Cleave and Slash. At level 3, you get Peerless Demon. At level 5, you get Energy Slashes and Slash plus 1. At level 6, you get Vacuum Slice. At level 7, you get Demonic Storm. At level 9, you get Raging Barrage and Slash +2. And at level 9, you get Slice and Dice. Let's go ahead and look at some of these cool abilities that we have access to here. Let's see. Let's try Raging Barrage. Ooh, this looks cool. This looks cool. Let's go ahead and... oh, this one looks... Oh, this one's ranged. Let's hit Halson with it. That's crazy. I love that. That was insane. I'm really sorry about that, Halson. That's the second time I've done that to you in one of these videos. I didn't mean to turn you into a pile of guts and bones on the floor. Yeah. Let's see what Shadowheart has to say about our Demonic Cleave. Oh, this one's a big sweep attack. We don't need to do that. You get the idea. It's a cleave. Let's try Absorb Seal. Absorb any excess seal that remains out of combat. Oh, that's really cool. We have Demon Slash. Ooh, this is that slash ability. It does 1d6 force damage plus 1d6 plus 1d6 plus 1d6 force. Send out 4 Ghostly Slash that deal 1d6 force damage and apply 1 stack of Blood Seal. Ooh, that's cool. Let's go ahead and hit Shadowheart. Whoa, buddy. I don't need to do that.
Stop that.
No, Shadowheart. I won't stop. Sorry. Energy Slashes. Slash out 2 energy waves to hit all enemies in a line. Ooh, that's really cool. We've also got Vacuum Slice. Ooh, this one pulls enemies towards you. That's really cool. We've got Demonic Storm, a big slashing AoE. And we've got Slice and Dice. Slices a target and deal an additional 5 targets in range. Applies 2 Demon Slash. So, oh, must be an enemy. I can't hit any of these guys anyway. Oh well. And Peerless Demon, charge forward and attack all enemies and objects in the way. This is kind of like a charge attack. This is really cool. I really love these weapon mods by Skirby because all of these different attacks that we get are usable on attack rolls. Some of them are used per battle. Some of them are short rest. It's really cool. It basically adds a whole new subclass into the game for you to mess around with. And this pairs perfectly with the Illrigger, or really anything that you want to mess around with. It's very, very cool. I love this mod. I love all the mods by Skirby. Our next mod is another new addition to consoles, Manaflare Magic Aura Weapons by Insight. This mod adds a really cool set of weapons that appear as magical orbs in your hands that do specific types of elemental damage and have a really cool set of unique animations that feel reminiscent of Shocking Grasp, but as a unique weapon and whatever damage type you want. You can see here we have Spellblade's Psychogenic Manaflare. Arcane Wielder Manaflares are not mere weapons, but arcane energy resonating in the wielder's hand. A Manaflare can be paired with any one-handed weapon by equipping it first, followed by the weapon. To attack with Spellblade's Manaflare, a melee weapon must be equipped in the opposite hand. Arcane Rend, whenever you deal damage with a melee weapon attack or this Manaflare, the target receives a minus 1d4 penalty to its saving throw. And this one does 1d4 plus 5 psychic plus 3 piercing plus 2d4 psychic. So this one is a psychic version. We have an acid version here that has acid effects and does similar things. We have a frigid cold version here, a fire version, force version, lightning, all sorts of different types of necrotic. We have some less powerful versions here. Arcane Flurry of Strikes. This one's a really cool one. While Striker's Manaflares are primed in both hands, you can use a barrage of magic-empowered punches. You can dual wield these and do 2 different types of elemental damage at the same time if you wanted to, which is really cool. We also have these ones down here, Protector's Blazing Manaflare. These ones give you armor class and a resistance to a weapon or to an elemental type of your choice. Acid, fire, or psychic, anything here. We have the Mage's Booming Manaflare. On a melee hit with this Manaflare, emit the charged magic to possibly push the target 4 meters if they are large or smaller. That's really cool, especially since you can push large creatures with it. Creatures of medium size are always pushed. That's really cool. This one does thunder damage. We have a Radiant one here that does its own type of effect. Really cool. Also pushes targets. We have just a bunch of really cool options here to be able to mess around with things. Let's go ahead and grab 2 of them. Let's go ahead and put them in our hands. Ooh, you can already see. So we've got a lightning one and a psychic one, and you can see them both in our hands, and a force one, not psychic. Lightning and psychic, we've got 2 of them here, and we can just see them kind of emanating off of our hands. They're not here when we're just kind of standing around, but as soon as we decide to open up our attack animations, we'll have these sort of lightning force fists, which is really cool. We're not wielding weapons with them, but we are doing this. So let's go ahead and, sorry, Halson, you're my test subject again. Ooh, 17 and 4? Look at that. Look at him go. Oh, it's pushing him back. Oh, look at that. Come here, bud. Hi, Halson. Sorry about that. You're my test dummy today. That's really cool, though. You can see here he's got the mental fatigue on him, which is just coming off of one of the items that I'm wearing, the brain drain. But either way, this makes for a really cool way to just punch enemies or do different types of damage with elemental types. And last but certainly not least, our final mod is another new addition to console that somehow managed to slip under my radar when it first released. Gabe's Pets by Gabe Camomescro adds a bunch of fun, unique miniature pets for you to run around with in the game. You can even get a dragon pet just for fun. This one is going to spawn in the Bag of Overwhelming Chaos into your inventory, and you are going to have Gabe's Pets, a potion that you can go ahead and drink here. Let's drink it. And now that we have drunk that potion, we have Gabe's Pets, a level 1 conjuration spell, various pets for you to summon. We have a whole bunch of options here. We've got add AI, adds combat only AI to your targeted party member or summon. We've also got remove AI, but we have scaling pets here. We have summon Withers. Let's go ahead and summon Withers. Wait a minute. Okay, so we can summon Withers out of that reverse rain cloak. We can't just summon him here, but now we have Withers. How cool is that? The best part about having Withers is he has 120 health. He has a bunch of cool options here. He's got Bone Chill. He's got Withering Theft. He's got Inflict Wounds. He's got Illusions for Withers, so he fits in. Let's see what we can turn him into. We can turn Withers into Alfira. So now, if your Dark Urge killed Alfira, you can do this. We also have Speak with Dead, really cool. What else can we turn her into? We can turn him into Gortash. We can turn him into Dribbles the Clown. That's really fun. Come back here. What is that pose, dude? Dribbles, are you okay, bud? I guess it's Withers. We also can turn him into a cat. Oh, he's turned into Majesty. We can turn him into or remove the illusions, and we can do Withers Touch. He has planes. Your dying ruins them. Oh, he has plans. You dying ruins them. I see. Withers. Oh, this one is just a a revive. That's really cool. Oh, when he's a cat, he has claws. That's really funny. And bite. That's good. We have Withers here. Let's see. Who else can we spawn in? We can also get a Minotaur. Let's go ahead and spawn him in there instead of Withers. Oh, we can get a bunch. We have a Minotaur. How many things can we spawn in here? Let's get a Squirrel. Now we have a Squirrel. What else do we want to spawn in? A Scrying Eye, a Chaotic Companion. Let's try a Chaotic Companion. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is the one we get either the Hollyphant or if you're the Dark Urge, you get Scaleritus Fell is your summon there. We also have the Ochre Jelly, the Tressym if you want to. Let's go ahead and spawn on Tressym here. Hello, Tara. We can spawn in a Ginny. We can spawn in Spiderlings. We can spawn in Hairless Cat. We kind of already have that. We have a Badger, a Maragon, a Grim. Okay. Oh, we have a mini Grim. He's, well, mini by his standards. That's crazy. That's so cool. I didn't know Grim was in here. Who else do we have? We have Disheveled Chicken. Who I don't even want to know what that is. Let's find out. It's a chicken pet. That's cool. We have a Dryad, an Owlbear Cub, if you want to do that. We have a Crawling Claw, a Skeletal Dragon, a Red Dragon, Release the Dragons. There's really just, you can Grim Visage. What's the Grim Visage? Oh, it's a floating skull. That is certainly interesting. Okay, so yeah, this is a really fun mod that just lets you kind of spawn in a little pet and do whatever you want with it. I can't really say much more than that about it, but you can get a Dilophosaur. This is really cool. I like this mod a lot. Really fun. We can even get the Owlbear Cub. Should you really take this thing along? I think we should. Look at him go. He has 119 health. That's so funny. Look at him. And well, so I guess you can spawn as many as you want. This is a little bit crazy, but it's a mod. I mean, what do you expect? It's great. Either way, we can just spawn in these pets and have little versions that just kind of follow us around. And we can have a cat, a squirrel, a Ginny, a Minotaur, Grim. It's really up to us. But that just about does it for my favorite new mods for this week. Which of these mods is your favorite? I'm really excited for console players to get to experience Tactician Enhanced because it's probably the biggest game-changing mod that we have available to us right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!